welcome. Now, we've all been there, let's be honest, where the chaos is everywhere. The moment you look around your home and think, where did it all go wrong? What's happening here? We're looking for lost keys. We're finding the paper we need to sign. We need to look for where are those lost soccer cleats? How did we get to this point? Where are the lunches? Did we put our backpacks away? How are we here? Looking for misplaced items makes you feel so overwhelmed in your space. The constant search wastes time, increases our overall cortisol levels and the stress in our home, and completely changes our environment. So it doesn't have to be like this. We can know different. And today we're going to talk about 3 things you can do to keep your home organized in 20 minutes or less. Okay? If I told you there's a way to transform your home from chaotic to calm in just 20 minutes or less, I'm not talking about magic. I'm talking about simple, practical strategies that will revolutionize the way you approach home organization. And we're going to learn about this in 20 minutes. You're going to implement it in no time. Okay? Look at the changes that you see on the screen. With no matter what your space looks like, no matter what size your space is, you can change your home environment and start living in your dream home without moving. And that's what we're going to start going to do today. My name is Chanel Thompson. I am a home organizing expert and love home design as well. I'm also an educator, and I own Inspired Being Home Organizing Solutions. And today I'm here to change your life and share with you these 3 game-changing tips that will help you declutter, organize, and transform your home in 20 minutes or less. These tips are so easy, they're effective and life-changing that you'll wonder why you didn't use them sooner. I have been where you are, and I'm now on the other side, and it feels so good. So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, or do what you need to do and put me in your ears, and let's dive in. We're going to talk about the 1 in, 1 out rule. Okay, so this is something that we live by in our house, and whenever I work with clients, this is one of the most transformational things that we foundationally implement the first day that we're there, okay? So we are used to accumulating goods. Kids come home with so much, and so do we. It's even difficult for us to understand until we start thinking about the things that come into our home every day. And so this helps us, number 1, be aware of what's coming into our home and how much, and then also thinking about what place does it serve in our home. Okay? It's a very simple. For every 1 new item you bring into your home, a similar item must go out. Okay? So we're picking up books. Books have to go out. We are exchanging things rather than accumulating. So I just got this amazing book. I'm super excited to read it, but before it earns a spot on my shelf or where my books belong, because everything has a place, we'll talk about that in a minute, I need to choose a book that I'm ready to part with. Maybe I'll donate it, gift it to a friend, sell it online. The point is, it's got to go, okay? That is an example of the 1 in, 1 out rule, okay? This rule prevents clutter from building up in the first place. It forces you to be mindful of what you bring into your home and aware of how many things we bring into our home on a regular basis. And it helps us let go of things we no longer need or love. So research has shown that the 1 in, 1 out rule is a great way to maintain a sense of balance and maintenance for home organization and prevent our belongings from overwhelming our space. It's a really great way to train our children as well from a young age that it is okay to let things go. And it is beautiful exchange of energy and exchange of belongings when we can accept things into our home and then say goodbye and know that they'll be used in other places. Okay? So the 1 in, 1 out rule applies to clothing, kitchen gadgets, toys, Amazon purchases, papers. So we have to be aware of that. And of course, there are some exceptions, like we can't throw out our taxes when we get new tax papers, unless it's been X number of years and you can shred those papers. But generally, as a general rule, for buying more makeup, our old makeup has to go. If we're buying something, if something else comes in, other things have to go. It's great to have limited designated areas for things. And we're going to talk about that in a minute, because that also helps us understand what we have in order to exchange it rather than accumulate. Okay? Now, the 1 in, 1 out rule is like a decluttering ninja, silently working in the background to keep your home clutter-free. And even if your home is not clutter-free at the moment, you can still implement this and not get more clutter in your home. So it's a win-win either way. Now, this has been trending lately. What if a dog pooped on it? Would I replace it? We don't have to think about that. You can think what if whatever. It's your choice. But the second tip is a question I want you to ask yourself whenever you're decluttering or even going through your house, like just living in your house, opening your cupboards. Pick something up. If this got wrecked, would I replace it? If the answer is no, then it likely can be donated, given away, gifted, or thrown out or recycled. Now, I love this mug. It was gifted from a dear friend, but honestly, if it got broken, I wouldn't replace it. It's chipped, faded, doesn't really spark joy anymore if you can access that point of yourself. So we can donate it. This question helps you identify items that you're holding on to out of obligation or guilt rather than a genuine love or need. So if you wouldn't replace it, if it got wrecked, it's probably time to let it go. This is a powerful way to change the emotional attachment that we often have to our belongings and focus on what truly brings us value in the present. You don't have to actively be like decluttering. So I'm going to just declutter today. No, this is part of your navigating throughout your world. You open up your drawer that you use in the morning. Would I replace this item? No, then throw it away or donate it. So it's as we navigate through our home and look at our cluttered shelves or access our makeup or access the stuff in the fridge or the cupboards in the kitchen or in our basement. That is a great question to ask, what if? And you can make it fun for the kids if they're involved as well by saying, if a dog pooped on it, would we replace it? So, but also thinking about what if, would we replace it? That question is like a truth serum for your belongings. It helps you cut through the sentimental clutter and focus on what truly matters. It also helps us identify why we have it. So that question, if the answer is yes, I would replace it, what function does it serve in my home? How is it helping me move through my day? How is it serving me? And if we think about it, every item in our home requires our energy. That is a key factor in understanding when we are trying to organize our home. Every item, I'm going to say it again, takes up energy, whether it takes up space and energy, and it takes up our energy in the needs of needing to take care of it, move it around. Our visual clutter, it takes up energy. So is it giving us more energy than it's taking? That's another thing to think about if you can access that place in yourself. Okay? But the what if game is a great place to start. What if it got wrecked? Would I replace it? Okay? Now our next tip. Okay, picture this. You've just had a long day, which happens for us all the time. You're tired, maybe a bit cranky, and all you want to do is kick off your shoes and collapse on the couch. So you walk in the door, drop your bags on the floor, toss your jacket on a chair, and kick off your shoes in the middle of the hallway. Does that sound familiar? Okay, now we've all been there. In the moment, this feels like the easiest thing to do. But let's be honest, it's a recipe for a disaster. Before you know it, your entryway is a minefield of clutter. Everyone else has done the same thing, and you're spending precious minutes every morning searching for your keys, your other shoe, your children's shoes, all of the belongings. So this is where the put it away, don't put it down principle comes in. It's a simple shift in mindset that has a profound impact on your home's organization holistically. So instead of mindlessly dropping things whenever it's convenient, we take a few extra seconds, and it is seconds, to put them away in their designated spots. Now, I have to tell you, if we don't have effective home organization systems, which you can access if you need support with that in my Home Organization Kickstart, which is a comprehensive program to help you in your own time save a lot of time and energy and also get those home organization systems in place. And so you can access Home Organization Kickstart in the notes below. But if we don't have effective home organization systems, and maybe our jackets are in a far closet where we rarely go, we have to go all the way to put that jacket away, we're not going to do it. So we have to have organization systems that are simple, effective, and efficient in order for us to mindlessly put our stuff away. So at the end of the day in our house, yes, of course there's clutter and a mess sometimes, and of course we need reminders, and visual prompts are really great as well. I'll talk about that later. But it is so easy. It's easier to put our stuff away than it is just to leave it on the ground. And so those effective and efficient home systems are really important when we are talking about don't put it down, put it away. And this is completely revolutionary for your whole life, okay? So it might seem like a small thing, and it is a very small thing if you have efficient home systems. But those few extra seconds can save you hours of frustrations and stress in the long run. If you want, drop it, put it down, don't put it away rule in the comments, and I will make a whole video on how we can efficiently make our systems more efficient. And also there's a whole comprehensive visual and videos and workbook and resources for you to customize this for your home in the Home Organization Kickstart program. That is an incredible transformation for your whole life. But now, what we can say is if we take those few extra seconds in that small thing, it will save us hours and hours of frustration and stress in the long run. So studies have shown that visual clutter, as we saw in the pictures in the beginning of the video, it increases cortisol levels, which is the stress hormone, which leads to feelings of anxiety and overwhelm. It also prevents us from finding things we need efficiently and in the moment. And by consciously putting things away, we create a calmer and more peaceful home environment, promoting a sense of well-being and mental clarity, which is what we want for everyone. And I want that for you so badly because I've lived in both realms and I know it's incredibly easier on the other side. Now, I know what you're thinking, but what if I don't have a designated spot for everything? Or what if I'm just too tired to put things away right now? That's where having a well-designed home organization system is critical. And it doesn't take a lot of time, but in the end, it saves you so much time. Where everything has a home, putting things away becomes second nature. And it's not a long chore. It's just a simple habit that requires minimal effort, no mental load, because your system, it has automatically understands. You've trained your whole system and your family system where things go, and it's very simple. And because you've designed it in an efficient way that makes sense for your flow and your lifestyle and your family, it's easy and it doesn't require that mental load, oh, I have to put this away. It just happens naturally because you have designed the systems with your family in mind and you have made it easy and efficient. Okay, so you can use my resources. I have tons of free resources. I also have really specific small courses, and I'll talk about those at the end of the video. But take some time to assess your space, give yourself a needs assessment, and identify areas where clutter tends to accumulate. Then invest in some simple solutions that work for your lifestyle. So maybe it's a key hook by the door, maybe it's a mail sorter on the wall, a designated spot for everyone's shoes. The key is to make it easy for yourself and your family to put things away. Okay? So also, we have to note that putting it away, not putting it down, isn't about being perfect. This is about progress. This is never are our environments going to be like they look on Instagram or in magazines. But we start small by putting away 1 or 2 items every time we enter a room. We build on our habits. And over time, this simple habit will transform your home and your life. And you'll be amazed at how much calmer and more in control and at peace you feel when your surroundings are organized, you know where everything is, and clutter-free. That kind of lends to our next conversation, our bonus tip. Okay, now let's talk about the golden rule of home organization. So the one that ties everything together and makes all the difference. Everything has a place, and there is a place for everything. It sounds simple, but it is incredibly powerful. And I'm going to give you a hack at the end as well to tell you how you can make this work for miscellaneous items as well. Now, think of your home like a well-orchestrated symphony. So every instrument has its designed place, and when each one plays its part, the result is beautiful music. So similarly, when every item in your home has a designated spot and function, like we talked about before, the result is a harmonious and functional living space. So everything needs a place, and when it does, it eliminates the guesswork and frustration out of searching for misplaced items. You always know where to find what you need. There's a set of criteria. Everybody knows where those things are to be found and put back. You always know where to find what you need, and you always know where to put things back when you're done with them. And eventually, if your systems are efficient and effective and easy, you won't even think twice about putting things away and taking them out. It won't be part of your mental load. It'll be automatic, which is what we want to build throughout our whole family. Okay? This creates a sense of order and control, and it reduces stress, promotes a sense of calm and what to expect from everyone in the family. So it really changes more than just your physical environment. It changes the tone of the entire household. It's not just about functionality though. So having a designated space for everything also contributes to the overall aesthetics of your home. So when things are organized and put away, your space looks cleaner. There's less visual clutter. It's more inviting for everyone in the home and more visually appealing. So we have to think about that. How do you implement this principle in your home? Well, oftentimes we have to start by decluttering and getting rid of things that you don't need or use. And in my home organization course, I walk you through that from top to bottom in your house. So you need to get rid of things you don't use and assess the belongings that you have and what you need from the space. So you need to do a needs assessment in each space and assign each item a spot. So using things you already have around your house can be helpful too, like bins, baskets, drawer dividers, and other storage solutions to create homes for everything you need. We want to make sure we're labeling clearly so your family members always know where things belong. Visual reminders and visual cues are so much more powerful to the human brain than verbal reminders. We always feel like we might be nagging, put your things away, blah, blah, blah. Visual reminders and easy systems are the answer to nagging and to all of that, okay? And we'll go into that if you want in a different video. Just comment below and I can make one of those too. So we also have in Home Organization Kickstart a comprehensive guide to creating visuals and organizing and making sure there's space for everything and everything has a space in each room. Using bins, baskets, drawer dividers, and other storage solution helps create homes for everything. Now, it's so important that we consider not just organizing our clutter. So before we decide on what needs a space and where it goes, we do need to do an edit of our space and say, okay, do we really need this? What function is it serving? And that's really hard. You can access any of my courses for help in decluttering, but also if you want, I can create a specific video for what we can do to change our mindset and declutter with ease. Like we talked about in the beginning, it's also about going through our home, like the 1 in, 1 out rule, and looking at like, okay, when we are brushing our teeth in the morning, do I really need this? It's changing our mindset. So it's not adding to our plate of things to do, but it's just changing our mindset to edit as we live our lives and as we go through. And if there's a cupboard that you haven't been in months, that might be an intentional declutter of like, what do I actually need in this cupboard? Because I don't even ever access it, right? So that might be more intentional. But our daily and necessary, but our daily routines really give us clues as to what we need in our space, what is just sitting there and not being used, and then decluttering before we enter into the organizational process, right? Because that's really important that we do an edit before we go into finding a place for everything, or else we're going to have like 16 cups that we don't need and we're going to have a hard time finding space for all those cups, right? Or, like 6 different kinds of makeup that are not used in our drawer. That is creating mental clutter, visual clutter, and it's also forcing us to make more decisions every time we go into a cupboard. We make so many decisions a day. We don't need more decisions. We just need automaticity in our habits and in our access in our home. And so that's really, really important. The key is also to be consistent. So every time you use something, you put it back in its spot, right? Like it's like the same rule as put it away, don't put it down. It might take a little effort, but if you have efficient, effective systems, it'll become second nature and the rewards are immense. A clutter-free, organized home is a happier, healthier, and much more productive home where rest can also be prioritized and needs to be. So embrace the power of everything has a place and there's a place for everything. It's the foundation of a truly organized and fulfilling living space. All right, let's recap those amazing tips that are going to transform your home from help to heavenly, okay? First up, we have the 1 in, 1 out rule, our trusty decluttering ninja. It's like a gentle nudge reminding us to be mindful and aware of what we bring into our homes. And remember, balance is key. Next, we challenged our emotional attachments with, if this got wrecked, would I replace it question. So it's time to get real and let go of those items that are weighing us down and make space for things we truly love as we navigate our everyday life. Then we shifted our mindset to put it away, don't put it down principle, okay? So we're gonna say goodbye to those pesky piles of clutter and hello to a calmer, more organized living space. This requires that we have efficient and effective home systems in place. Remember, a well-designed home organization system makes putting things away a breeze, all right? And finally, our bonus tip, everything has a place and there's a place for everything. I would argue this is not a bonus, this is a foundational principle of home organization. So this golden rule creates harmony and functionality in your home. And it makes it easier to find things and put things away back where they belong. So are you ready to take the next step toward a more organized and fulfilling life? Start implementing these tips today and watch your home transform before your eyes. Trust me, you've got this. And if you need a little extra guidance, remember to check out. And if you out my program, Home Organization Kickstart, where you'll get comprehensive guidance for every room in the house to declutter and organize and develop effective and efficient systems for your home. If you're looking for a bite-sized course, this is a mini course you can do in 2 hours. It also, just like Home Organization Kickstart, has a workbook, interactive and engaging videos, and interactive resources for you to implement these systems today. This is the paper fix, so it has to do a lot with the one in, one out rule and being aware of what's coming into our home. How do we reduce the visual clutter on our counters? How do we organize the paper coming into our lives? And once we look at it, there's so much paper coming into our lives. As a bonus, and this course is only $24, and you get a bonus course, which is Click, Save, Smile. We're mastering the digital filing for a clutter-free home as well. Because I know when we go on and use our devices, when we don't know where things are and we have a hard time finding them and there's so much clutter in our digital world, it also impacts us. So that comes free with the other course for $24. And then we have our Back to School Rhythms Done For You course, which comes with guided videos. It comes with modules that are exactly and directly related to supporting rhythms at home with the back to school season that is impactful all year long. And it helps you develop a rhythm for your family and efficient and effective organizational systems that will support you in the rest of your life. It can be done in 2 hours as well. It comes with interactive workbooks, videos, and digital downloadable resources to get you started today. And so you can implement these systems, and this one's $27. You can implement it today. And then also, if you're into getting a free resources as well, there's a 23-page guide to get you started along this journey of conquering the chaos. So there you have it, my top 3 tips and a foundational bonus for revolutionizing your home in 20 minutes or less. Remember, small changes make a big difference, so start implementing these tips today and watch your home transform from chaotic to calm. Now, if you're ready to take your organization to the next level, check me out at inspiredbeing.ca. I'm here for it, and if you have any other additional ideas or videos that you'd like to see, comment below and I'll respond. I thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And remember, transforming your space means transforming your life. See you next time.